There it is. Now it's live. I don't know why it didn't work the first time. That's really annoying because it'll tell me that it's live and then it won't be.
Yeah, that's super annoying.
See, Glenn, if I had your creativity, I could make my Snugpod into the guild house.
Oh, weird. It just showed that your YouTube went live too in the Elder Heroes thing.
Good.
Nice.
Screenshots. Okay. I haven't looked at the Tamriel thing, but I have.
Basically, all it is do everything, get everything.
This is one of those, you're gonna be burnt out if you actually try to participate in this event.
Walk 5 feet, earn a drop.
You will be burnt.
I don't know what you mean. I'm gonna go full balls to the wall on both platforms. I'm just kidding.
I'm like, be honest with us. Come on.
I didn't even log in for 4 days this week on either platform, and I felt like the weirdest human alive. It was so strange. It was the weirdest thing for me. I couldn't tell you the last time that's happened.
Yeah, I only logged in 1 day this all week.
I have missed half this month.
For me, it wasn't for lack of wanting to. It was literally I was so exhausted from work that I just and warding off whatever this is that I currently have, that I was like, I can't. I just need to go to bed. And then next week I looked and I have 55 hours again on my work schedule.
Why did I stand up? What just happened? Oh, I must have accidentally moved. Are we ready to try to start?
Yes.
Lego.
Ego?
Sure.
Okay. Welcome to A Snugpod Cast, everybody. We're back, and we are all feeling at our very tip-top best shape ever. So it's going to be a fun show. I'm never separate, and with me, but hopefully far enough away not to spread anything, is never separate. Or I'm sorry, gone crazy back soon. How are you?
Well, I sound like a completely different co-host. I'm hanging in there. I guess as best as I can be.
Well, that's a start. And what about you, Gwen the Bard?
I am actually feeling great. I'm doing wonderful. I just haven't had a stamina potion in a few hours, so I'm getting a little tired.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah, I need one of those too.
I
need some healers or heals.
I can offer you a slice of the orange that I'm peeling. Although I have a feeling that by the time you get it, it might not be in the best shape.
I have my own oranges, thank you, though.
Well, fine.
Yeah.
I won't share.
We hope your claws are clean.
I think so. All right. Well, have y'all actually been up to anything fun in game?
I went fishing on Monday. I think it was this past Monday. I didn't talk about this last week, right? Because it's been a long week. It has been a long week. So I always question if what I'm telling you guys on what I did on Monday is if I actually did it this Monday or last Monday. But anyway, this past Monday, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, we went fishing in the Deadlands because I was missing 4 fish in the Deadlands. And yes, I know, we could have waited till Tamriel, but everyone and their cousin is going to be doing all of their curated drops. And there's only so many fishing spots. And I really, really wanted that achievement so I could buy a furnishing item, so yes, I did fail at that actual goal of not spending a single drake this year. But now that I have what I wanted, I'm not going to spend a single drake for the rest of the year. Even Dark Brotherhood items. But anyway, we were fishing, and we were fishing forever. And we had been fishing for like 30 minutes, and I was still missing the same 4 fish. And I was catching blue and green fish left and right. And then finally, after I have no idea how long we were fishing, there was only one fish left. And it was called the Ogrim Boonch. And so we're all just chanting and cursing, going, Ogrim Boonch, Ogrim Boonch, Ogrim Boonch. And even by the end of it, my daughter's running around just going, Ogrim Boonch. And I finally got it, and I got the achievement. But it was an odd time, and it was fun. And you should really pay attention to the names of the weird fish in this game, because they're hilarious. What about you guys?
Well, I finally got around to finishing Ember's Quest. I didn't realize that I was literally like on the last stage of it, and got that done. I went and did I was looking at. I haven't finished ranking up my Mages Guild, so I was like, well, I guess I can go do one of those dailies because that'll count toward Ember as well. And then it prompted me for the last part of the quest for her. I was like, well, I'll go do that. So I did that, and then I went and did a little bit of Infinite Archive, just like the first. I forget what they're even called. I think I beat 2 bosses. So whatever those things are called, I did that. I put together another one of just my goofy builds because I was like, you know what? I just kind of want stuff to just blow up, and I want lots of fire and things happening. So I just got some proc sets and crafted the Ashen Grip set that breathes fire when you hit something with a sword, basically, and the monster set that brings fire and lightning down whenever you deal fire or lightning damage. So just lots of fire and lightning and stuff happening while I'm running around and smacking things. So that was actually kind of fun. So that's what I took into Infinite Archive. And first couple levels were, obviously, they're pretty easy. But by the time I got together the build and then went and did any of that stuff, this was all like in one day pretty much, or one evening rather, and it was getting pretty late, and I had to stop because actually I think this might have been I think it was last night. I've lost track. I think it was last night. And,
I noticed you were online at one point that I was, but I was like slowly dying, so I didn't message you.
Yeah, like I said, I hopped on. Just my goal was to put together the build that I had in mind, which took a little bit of research and finding which actual sets I wanted, and then I needed to go find runes for making some of my enchantments, and had to transmute a few things, and and then set up all my champion points. Whether or not they're the best, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just a build that I can just have fun with while I'm running around questing, just to make the combat a little more visually engaging, because I like flashy, blowy up thingies, and so that's what I did. So now it's pretty cool. Every couple of seconds, I hit something with one of my fire spells, and things just go off all over the place. It's fun. But I think that's pretty much it. I'm currently, as I told y'all when we got on, browsing houses. I don't know that I want to give up my house because it is a big house, and it was the house I wanted when I first saw it. But I think it's just kind of gotten cluttered, and it's not the best layout. There's a few things I like about some of the stuff I have set up, and then there's other things that I would probably like to change. But I need a good place to temporarily put, put the guild amenities in, so people still have access to that while I pull things out that don't need to be in that house and rearrange. And playing inventory management scrolls harder than I've played in years. Because everything takes up space now. So anyway, that's been about it.
I have been slowly devolving all week into whatever is currently going on with my sickness and or voice and or whatever I've had. I actually have barely played this week. Some of it is due to time to log in because work was just absolutely insane. And some of it was just because I was so tired, I think trying to keep myself from getting full-blown sick, that I was going to bed or falling asleep earlier. Funny enough, I think my kid has actually been playing on my account more than I have. Today, he spent about, 3 hours in Southern Elsewhere, just running around following dragons from spot to spot, and he actually did work with a group to kill 2 of them, which was semi-impressive at level 13. Yeah, so I think he's probably been playing more than I have. When I did play, I did get to do a little bit more of Westfield, but I only finished, I don't even know if it was a full quest or just a portion of a quest. I have been working on the last one of the luminaries in scribing, and that's the dragon that I have left. But what was funny about that is because I wasn't feeling well for a few days, I logged out in the middle of doing that. And then when I logged back in, I couldn't figure out what I was doing and why I was in a delve. But I had quest markers. So I was like, why am I here? How did I get here? It took another lore seeker going, oh, it looks like you might be doing one of the scribing quests, for me to go, oh yeah, that's what I am doing. So, I finished that one delve part up last night, I think. And then the only other thing I did was I visited the vendor this week, the luxury furniture, and I bought a lot of blue glowy crystals, which actually I just realized I haven't done on this platform yet. So depending on what time we get done, I may go pop over there really quick and buy a couple crystals.
What time we get done?
Yeah, I know, right? Well, that's okay. She said, I'm out. Let's go right now. Forget it.
Shh, that's not what I said. I said what time we get done.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going. So, I'm gonna go to Craglorn. Because there's never anybody visiting there. You want to come along for the ride, Cat, or are you going to stay in the Snugpod?
Wait, is the same vendor in Craglorn?
Yep. Across from
When did
Andrews.
that happen?
A couple updates ago.
Okay. Whatever, I'm going to go to Cold Harbor.
Yeah, Cold Harbor's probably easier, honestly. Oh wow, I absolutely went the wrong way in the Way Shrine here. That tells you how great I'm doing. Anyway, yeah, that was pretty much what I've been up to this week. I think my kids played more than I have, and what little I did play, I tried to remember what I was doing. So there you have it.
Oh my. I asked for blood and I got it.
Yeah, you
Damn! It's gorgeous.
Have you never seen that, the days yet?
It's so pretty.
It's so expensive.
Oh, it's so pretty.
For anyone watching our stream, this is what Gwen is excited about.
It looks like someone used like a spell to explode someone's guts, and it's just like everywhere is crystal, and look at the texture and the color and the shading. Oh, it's gorgeous.
See, I was gonna go with like red crystal, but sure, blood as well. Yeah. Blood
says
Mage.
Blood Mage.
Yeah. It does say Blood Mage.
It's
It does say Blood Mage.
got what I wanted.
Gee, I wonder what kind of lore is behind that. Blood Mage. We are way off track here.
No, we're on track. Blood's involved. It's fine. We're doing great.
Wow, Blood Mage, Crystal Oblong, Undercroft. Spire of the Crimson Coin. Oh, there's some stuff here we could get into. But I don't think it's... I think it's First Era. I don't think it's... I don't know if it's...
I do not have enough gold to get it, so I'm going to wait till next year. And this is why we're not spending any gold this year.
This is from... What is this from? Oh, this is ESO. Blood Mage Castle. They're an NPC from the Spire of the Crimson Coin in High Isle. Huh! Well, there you go.
Yeah,
that's
that makes
probably what
sense.
that's based on.
Yeah, because that's the public dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's also the half-blood heart at the top.
Never's like, okay guys, get it together.
Sorry, cat.
Mow. Okay, I need to stop spending coin too, because I got... Okay. Coming back. Coming back. Well, thanks everyone for our brief interlude. Our brief interlude of going to purchase some items from the store before they go away in 15 minutes.
She said shiny crystals, and then I saw blood, and that made my day. And now I'm ready to read the Tamriel article for you.
There you go. Oh, goodness.
Earn a decade of rewards during the Tamriel Celebration in-game event. Obtain new and returning rewards taken from ESO's long history during a special in-game event. A party across Tamriel, the Tamriel Celebration kicks off Thursday, January 23rd at 10 a.m. EST, and runs until Tuesday, February 4th at 10 a.m. EST. Part of the Elder Scrolls Online 10-year anniversary celebration, this in-game event allows you to acquire a massive variety of bonus rewards as you adventure throughout Tamriel. You don't need to own any one specific chapter or DLC to participate in this event, but to receive the full experience, it is recommended you have access to the Necrom, High Isle, Blackwood, Greymore, Elsewhere, Somerset, and Morrowind chapters, as well as their corresponding DLCs. You can get access to all this via ESO Plus membership, or purchase them for crowns from the in-game crown store. Amass 10 years of rewards. During the Tamriel Celebration, you can earn a glorious reward box once per day each time you complete one of the following: defeat and loot any delve box, defeat and loot any public dungeon boss, defeat and loot any final dungeon boss, defeat and loot any final trial boss, defeat and loot any world boss, defeat and loot any final arena boss, defeat Thoa Replicanum in the Infinite Archive, completing any incursion event. Glorious reward boxes may contain the following items: random basic crafting materials, random rare crafting materials, random motif, style page, or furnishing recipe from anywhere throughout ESO, treasure map from anywhere throughout ESO, transmute geode containing 1 of 10 transmute crystals, style page for the new Lion Guard Captain style, which looks pretty nice. You can also collect the more common regular reward boxes by repeating the aforementioned activities. Regular reward boxes may contain the following items: random basic crafting materials, random rare crafting materials, a chance for a random motif style item or furnishing recipe from anywhere throughout Tamriel, a chance for a treasure map from anywhere throughout ESO, a chance for a transmute geode containing 1 to 10 transmute crystals, a chance for a random reward from previous year's celebrations based on your location in Necrom, Apocrypha Expedition outfit style page, High Isle, Open Order outfit style page, Blackwood, Yffre's Fallenwood outfit style page, Greymore, Sarthol Scholar outfit style page, or the Sovngarde Steward outfit style page elsewhere, Claudance Acolyte style page, or Jazenji Seer outfit style page, Somerset Evergloom Champion outfit style page, or Snowhawk Mage outfit style page, or Gloom Griffin Fledgling Pet in Morrowind, the Doctrine Ordinator outfit style page, Slagtown Diver Skin, or Thetius Ramirez Bait Kit Memento, or Microtized Venomous Fabricant Pet. But that's not all. In addition to these reward boxes, you can enjoy a higher chance to secure valuable loot, including antiquity leads, furnishings, and more earned in chests dug up using treasure maps. Also, fishing drops will be curated so that whenever you reel in a trophy of fish, you will be guaranteed a previously uncollected drop. Additionally, during the Tamriel Celebration, you'll have the opportunity to secure the following exclusive replica-style pages from last year's Anniversary Jubilee in-game event. The True Flame Sword replica, a rare drop from fishing. The drop chance increases if you have the Dominion Covenant or Pact Fisherman achievement. The chance increases further if you have all base game Master Angler achievements. The Staff of Worms replica, a rare drop from Dark Anchors. This drop chance increases if you have the Dominion Covenant or Pact Anchor Shatterer achievements. The chance increases further if you have the Dark Anchors Away achievement. Sonora replica and Barbus Helmet replica, rare drop from Vardenfell world bosses. The drop chance increases if you have the Defender of Morrowind achievement. The chance increases further if you have the Savior of Morrowind achievement. The Ulvor Staff replica, a rare drop from Abyssal Geysers. The drop chance increases if you have the Abyssal Devastator achievement. The chance increases further if you have the Savior of Somerset achievement. The Impresario and event tickets. Throughout the Tamriel Celebration, you can earn 3 event tickets for completing the first of the following activities once per day. Loot any Delve boss. Loot any public dungeon boss. Loot any final dungeon boss. Loot any final trial boss. Loot any world boss. Loot any final arena boss. Defeating Thoat Replicum in the Infinite Archive. Completing any incursion event. Anchors, geysers, dragons, etc. If you participate in each day of the celebration, you can secure a tremendous total of 36 event tickets by the event's conclusion. Be sure to remember that you can carry only 12 tickets at one time, so be sure to spend them before collecting more. Let's peek at what the Impresario has in stock. All 3 Stone Wisp of Truth and Law pet fragments, the Axiomatic Runestones, the Glyph of Law, and the Powdered Wisp Remains. The first fragment of the Logical Rune Extraction Customized Action, Exalted Icon of Logic, the Bound Style pages for the new Lion Guard Captain outfit style, Impresario Group of Care Pets, and Companion Guild Commendations. The Tamriel Celebration will be your first chance to purchase the Exalted Icon of Logic, the first morphing fragment needed for the first morphing collectible of 2025, the Logical Rune Extraction Customized Action. In addition to the Impresario's offers, her assistant, Phyllis Dormir, is refreshing their shop with the following morphing fragments in exchange for event tickets. Unstable Monolith fragments, the Deadlands Flint, the Rune Etched Striker, and the Smoldering Bloodgrass Tinder. Soulfire Dragon Illusion Imp fragments, Hollowed Hourglass Basin, Illuminated Dragon Scroll, and Kavachian Incense. The Doomchar Plateau fragments, Scorching Pillar, Searing Column, Molten Key, Profane Pedestal, and Unholy Tablet. The Hourglass of Akatosh fragments, the Engraved Glassblowing Tools, Hallowed White Gold Ingot, Mysterious Time Lost Sands. What's more, Dormir has dug up an impressive collection of rewards from previous year's celebrations and is ready to trade them in for your hard-earned event tickets. Be sure to know what items you want to purchase beforehand, as the shop's available stock differs depending upon the region you encounter Phileas Dormir. In Necrom, the Apocrypha Expedition outfit style page, Gunfallen Bay, Oaken Order outfit style page, Leowyn, Euphrates Fallenwood outfit style page, and the Voroplasm pet components. In Solitude, Sarthal Scholar outfit style page and Sovngarde Steward outfit style page. In Rimmen, the Claudance Acolyte outfit style page and the Jazenji Seer outfit style page. In Alinor, the Evergloom Champion outfit style page, the Snowhawk Mage outfit style page, the Wooden Grave Stake fragments, and the Gloom Griffin Fledging Pet. In Vivek City, Doctrine Ordinator outfit style page, Slagged Town Diver Skin, Thetius Ramaris Bait Kit Memento, and Microtized Venomous Fabricant Pet. Last but not least, Nolan Lear, the Drake vendor, is stocking her shop's inventory with the following items available for purchase in exchange for event tickets: the Necessant Indrake Feathers, Dawnwood Indrake Berries, Spectral Indrake Berries, Springtide Indrake Pet, and Haunting Indrake Pet. A celebration to 10 years in the making. Join us in celebrating a decade of adventures across Tamriel and beyond while collecting rewards from both old and new during the Tamriel Celebration. Once again, this event begins on Thursday, January 23rd at 10 a.m. EST and ends on Tuesday, February 4th at 10 a.m. EST.
You deserve a drink. That was a lot.
You're gonna hate me.
What?
The audio on my end was muted. I'm gonna need you to repeat that whole thing again.
Ha! Nope, you can take it from the Twitch. I got your back.
I kid. I also didn't realize I was muted earlier. I was trying to talk to y'all. That's normally something you would do.
Yeah.
Mostly because I never think to mute in the first place.
I am excited about this one because we have the opportunity to finish a few things that have come in previous years, or to collect some of those outfit styles from previous events. Most of the time I get all of them, but there are a few that were left kind of hanging out for me, so I like that they're doing it too where you have to go to the zone. I think that's great.
That's a cool way to do it.
Since I normally am not around during the anniversary the past couple of years, I did not get a single one of the like fancy things or even a chance to try to get them, so I'm excited to finally get those.
Yeah, the last year when they did the drops for like Sunan Ra and the ones from the farming for the dolmens and the fishing and stuff, I did not get one of those. Not one of them. And I know we had lore seekers that got, like Booch. Booch, I think, got his in like the first 2 hours or something, which was insane. And then we had other people I know, like Lord Eternal, who farmed for the entire event and did like an exorbitant amount of dolmens before, like, on the 9th hour, they finally got their one drop. So it was very interesting to me that some people got all of the drops very quickly last time, and then other people got just nothing. Like, I got nothing on either platform. So I do wonder how the RNG gods are going to feel about it during this go-round for everyone.
Well, it sounds like the RNG gods are going, here, have it.
You know what else I do like? I do like that this is one of the first events that we've gotten upped on fishing. Like, fishing has higher chances of pulling those more rare fish.
Also,
like, I don't have the Tamriel angler achievement at all. I never fish in game, but it might actually make me want to do it.
fishing is normally excluded from events, so it's nice for it to finally be recognized. Like, they normally specifically say double drops on everything except fishing, or all of this except fishing, or we'll do this, this, and this, but not with fishing.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if your chances increase even more if you've got Sharp out.
Does anyone else have that thing where when you have Sharp out, he, like, bends down at the pool and looks like he's trying to catch the fish with his bare hands?
I actually don't have Sharp.
Did you only see him doing that when you're fishing?
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
And, like, it must have just been for me. Like, I had to screenshot it because no one else... He was only doing it on my screen. He wasn't doing it for everyone else I was fishing with. So, it was interesting.
It must be, like, part of the idol, like, your idol NPC or, like, the idol of your companion when they're out with you. That's cool.
Interesting. There's a lot of stuff. You're going to have a lore master just to keep up with all the stuff that you can get from this event. That's, yeah. Just
Okay.
scroll. Different things. A lot.
Scrolls.
Forever
Elder
scrolls.
Sweet rolls?
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that. That's not even in here. But you can purchase a stuffed sweet roll in the store right now. And
Wait,
it's not
what?
really. You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, it's not even really that expensive. I think it's like $24. And if you get one of our buddies, like the Fox Den or any of the other numerous people that we know that have those 20% off codes, Lotus and stuff, you can use a code on it. It gets even cheaper. I've been like very extremely close to ordering one.
Oh my gosh.
They're
I can
really
picture
cute.
a sweet roll being thrown at me repeatedly, so I'm gonna go with maybe a pass.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Alwyn might get a little crazy with it. Silly.
That or she'll serve it up to the mud crab.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, shall we move on?
Moving on.
That's not what I
So,
wanted to click. Go
The
ahead.
next thing kind of happened shortly after our last show. It actually, I think, came out like the very next day or 2 days later, something like that. And there was a clarification on the purchasing stuff that we were actually talking about during our last show, as well as some more information on the recent sort of network and DDoS style attacks that ZOS has been dealing with. So,
Alrighty.
Matt Fyror was actually the one who did this post, which is pretty significant.
Everyone, just a few quick updates to concerns from the community over the weekend. First, in the Update 45 preview article we published to support the preview livestream, we told everyone that the new dungeons would be available for ESO Plus members, but didn't list the other ways that it would be available. We apologize for the confusion and want to provide more of an explanation of what's going on. Because 2025 is a transition year between the old chapter model and our new model evolution for ESO this year, 2025 will have some aspects of chapters and some of the new cadence. Next year, 2026, we will fully implement the new model, which we will talk about more this April. For now, please note that you will be able to purchase the Update 45 dungeons using crowns plus other ways, as well as access through ESO Plus membership. Due to the aforementioned transition, Update 45 dungeons will be available for purchase in the Crown Store after Update 45 console launch. Additionally, I've seen the commentary over the weekend about server stability, lag spikes, and players being put into queues after being disconnected. As all of you know, this has been far too often occurrence, and we have been very vague about addressing it. There are reasons for this, but because network and server stability has been a concern for many of you for a long time, here's what has been happening. Our simple rule is that if a server or other game issue happens due to a bug or other configuration problem within our control, we tell the community what is happening and what we are doing to fix it. The recent data center power outage as an example of this. However, if a problem happens that we cannot control, like a partner's network is having problems, or if there is a malicious network attack against us, we usually do not post about it. Recently, especially over the last year, we have been having a rising number of malicious network attacks against the ESO service. These mostly fall under the DDoS type of attack. When these happen, depending upon the type of attack, we will initiate a mitigation strategy. I'm not going to get into exactly what we do to counter these, but each time the ESO server is under attack, players on the service experience lag, disconnects, etc. We have different types of mitigation to combat this, and some do a great job of protecting the service from DDoS traffic. But they can also introduce additional ping types when they are active, like many of you have been reporting. Malicious network attacks are unfortunately part and parcel of running an online service, and the methods of attack are constantly evolving. Despite this, we will always strive to find the best mitigation strategy that has the least impact on player moment-to-moment gameplay. Part of why we have not publicly addressed this sooner is because by even just talking about malicious network attacks against ESO, we run the risk of incurring more of them. This is why the standard playbook for internet companies is to not talk about them publicly, but this is information that I think you all need to know. Thanks as always for being the best community in Tamriel. Matt. And this was posted on January 14th in the evening.
Yeah, there were quite a few evening DDoS attacks, I think, going around that time. Or at least evening time for me, Eastern. So, I'm sure it depends on where they're stemming from and whatnot. But there was, well, actually, the night that we tried to do, that was last week, wasn't it?
Yep.
The show?
Yep.
Yes.
So last week, there were a lot of connectivity problems for people on multiple platforms. Never was one of those poor souls who kept getting disconnected over and over again. And then I got disconnected and put in a queue. And it was essentially at one point on PC semi-unplayable to get back in, as well as for us here. So...
Yeah, I couldn't stay in more than like 5 to 10 minutes.
Never kept being separate.
Yeah. 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 That is
Yep.
basically the truth of it. It was pretty frustrating. It's interesting that they say that it's kind of an internet company policy not to talk about that because it could incur more.
Yeah, it kind of feeds the flame.
Yeah.
Because they know if they are announcing it, basically, like, hey, these sorts of things happen already to us, then it makes them a target for other companies or other, malicious groups that want to...
Then why talk about it? The only reason I see anyone wanting to talk about that then is because they're trying to distract from something else. Like, that's just normally how politics and stuff work. It's like, if you normally wouldn't talk about it and you're saying, well, we normally wouldn't talk about this, but this horrible thing is happening, what are you trying to distract us from?
No.
Just don't talk about it.
Yeah. So here's what's going on with this. There was a huge outcry from a lot of the community about if you are having DDoS attacks and things, you need to start telling people, or you need to at least make an announcement and acknowledge it, because the community is blaming a lot of this disconnectivity and a lot of the server problems and things like that when they are having these attacks on it being ESO's problem, right? Like, why are we having all these connectivity issues and large ping spikes and things that are making the game unplayable during basically peak hours suddenly when we hadn't had some of these before? Or why are we having this sort of peak issue now on certain servers with ping and it being consistently reported between certain hours? Well, the assumption was, I think, by a lot of the community was always that it was DDoS, but nothing had ever been said about it. And then you had people on the other camp who were saying, no, it's just their servers and all sorts of things. And, there was a lot of back and forth amongst the community. So I do know that there were a lot of people who were encouraging them to make sort of a statement on it, or at least address the fact that they were acknowledging that there had been high pings and problems with it. So I think it's kind of twofold. I think there's probably issues with ping and some other things going on just in general backside. But also when these attacks happen, you can, at least from my experience thus far, you've been able to tell that it's a little bit different because it makes it almost unplayable, kind of like what was happening with Never last week. So, yeah. And then they put into effect things that cause the queues and whatnot to try and limit the network traffic, basically, while they work on figuring out how to deal with it. At least that's what it appears to me. I don't know. That's all speculation kind of on my part, but that's what it seems like is happening when these sort of things are going on. So. So I see what you're saying too, Gwen, but I also think that it was good that Matt addressed it because it was becoming a very loud outcry. And the other thing too is, people were talking about the Cyrodiil stuff. They were upset about things with some of the Battleground updates and some of the problems that have been in those queues. And quite frankly, it's one of those things where it's like, even if it doesn't have to do with what's happening on Zos side and it's coming from like a network attack or things like that, then there will always be the people that will still point a finger and be like, if they're not telling us that it's the other thing, then it must be X, Y, and Z, right? Like, the internet will make something out of nothing at times. They also will, bring more light to things that are happening. But it's just one of those things where I think it was good after the amount of ping problems that had been being had, at least particularly on the PC side. I mean, I have seen it on PlayStation, but PC has been a lot worse for me personally when these sorts of things are happening than it has been on PlayStation. And because of that, I think that it was important that it was finally addressed so that it could be acknowledged as two different problems, right? Like, I don't know. That's just kind of my 2 cents on it. So, I don't know what you guys think, but...
Well, I'll say, I mean, hopefully we can take him at his word. PR people do sometimes have to try to spin stuff, that's their job, to make the company look good, or to make the company look less bad or whatever, but, hopefully what he's saying is the case, and it's not something else. Gwen, I think you started to sound a little like me earlier. The
cat was rubbing off on you.
What are you hiding? I'm supposed to be the cynical one.
It wouldn't take a lot to just say it's something we're working on and that will be fixed next patch if they didn't want to talk about it. And most people would just accept that and move on. So, anyway, that's just where my brain's at. There's my opinion. We can move on.
But I think the hard problem with that, though, is DDoS is not something you can patch. Like,
I know, but if it's something they didn't want to talk about, they could just say, yep, we're working on figuring it out, and we'll try something new next patch. And then if it's not solved by then it's something they can just keep saying it's an ongoing issue. It's not something you don't have to admit to if they were actually really worried about it promoting other attacks and things.
Yeah, I think the problem is that had been mentioned a few times, and the community wasn't accepting it as the answer, which is part of why this public statement, to me, or at least that's what it felt like to me, because I had seen a lot of people who were like, yeah, sure, So I think that's the hard line, is like, you're never going to make everybody happy, so do you say it, do you not say it, who knows, but they said it, so there we go.
Yep. Anyway. So where didn't the Dwemer go this week, Never?
Well, they weren't in the Infinite Archive.
They weren't in Skingrad either.
They also weren't in the Scholarium.
They weren't in Skingrad, but you know who was in Skingrad? Dio Celetia Orbis. Do you know who that is? She's the person who made the dress I'm wearing. And she hates them. So I when I was waiting for these two to show up, I was messing around with different dresses and outfits and stuff, right? As you do. And because, you can't wear your shrouded armor to a show. It's bad form. You gotta wear not shrouded armor. Anyway. So I decided on this dress. I enjoy this dress. What is the title of this dress for people who are just listening to us? This is called the Zeroed Partition Formal Gown. And then this same dressmaker made the Elder Council tunic and sash set as well. So if you go and you find her and you talk to her, she's actually in Skingrad. So these things have been in the store for a while. You can get these costumes, they're Crown Store, right? And I was like, wait, she's in Skingrad? We have access to Skingrad? I gotta go find her. And so I did. I hunted her down. And if you talk to her, she goes, ugh, please don't remind me of the town gowns. I know I designed them, but they're incredibly out of season. Why did I ever think draping sheer linen was a good idea? No matter. Skingrad's fashion only moves forward, as do I. And what's funny about her complaining about the town gowns is she is actively wearing one of them. Well, she is working on her new design.
I love that.
Yep. She's basically wearing a dark blue version of what I'm wearing, and then like a golden laurel on her head when you find her. So, yep, there's the lore for the week. I was so excited about that, I had to share that.
Very good. Fashion scroll lore.
Yep, get fashion scrolls this week for the lore.
Is that dress currently in the store?
I don't know.
I don't think so, because I just went to look for it to see if I could find it, and I can't seem to find it.
Okay.
I did want to back up a little bit because there was a couple of things we skipped over in that last article.
Yes.
I know what you're gonna chat about.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm.
So, let me find it. Yeah. So the confusion over the dungeon thing. So dungeons are going to be available for purchase at console launch, which is 2 weeks, right?
Doesn't it say after console launch?
After.
Yes, it says
well,
after
it
console
does say
launch.
after. I just kind of assumed they meant like after it goes live, they're available.
Maybe.
That's how I read that. Couple of things. As vague as it was in their previous statement, I'm not sure I'm convinced this was what they intended to say, but I'll just leave that there. One thing when we were reading through that just now that kind of stuck out to me, we've talked about their the time gaps between PC and console, and this being this whole transition period. Well, the first thing is it makes me wonder how the dungeon releases and stuff are going to work regarding ESO and not ESO when we're not in a transition year. But if the transition is the transition going to be that they do away with that 2 week separation between releases on platforms?
Was that meant as a question?
I phrased it as one. I didn't know if you might have a thought on that. I think they have to. I think they have to go away from that. I don't know.
I can see it either way. Honestly,
I don't know how seasons work otherwise.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to have a temporary thing running longer on console, like running after it ends on PC on console.
Yeah.
Console. I don't know that we've seen that. The events always run at the same time, and I think seasons will largely function in a similar fashion, just longer term. So I kind of almost read into that they may be transitioning into that, maybe part of that because they're transitioning into seasons and the new cadence and all of that they may be lining those release schedules up. And that's why you can't purchase it on PC until it's available on console, because it's just going to be available to everything all at one time for purchase.
Yeah, I suppose you could read into it that way. I mean, for me, when we read the previous thing anyway, because it said, ESO Plus initially, I had always kind of just thought in my head that it would become available after console launch. That was where my timeline was at anyway. And for me, it was just because they've always been pretty outspoken about the certifications that have to be done for Sony and for, well, not so much for Xbox, but mostly for Sony, right? And the turnaround time with them and all that stuff. But I mean, maybe they are going to line it up. I don't know. I mean, to me, that would be kind of wild. So I guess we'll have to wait and see.
And I know we've talked about this amongst ourselves, but every game I can think of that does seasons, I mean, that whole thing with certifications isn't an issue. They just release at the same time. So I'm not sure.
Well, I was going to say, are those MMOs though, or are they?
Well, there's some newer MMOs, yeah. I mean, if you want to talk New World, Throne of Liberty, I mean, whenever they get there, I don't know if they necessarily have seasons, but I mean, their stuff just comes out at the same time. From what I've seen, I don't follow those games super closely, but what I have seen about it, I haven't seen anything about there being any differences in any of that stuff. So, I don't know. They could still keep certain content things separated with that 2-week gap, but I think seasonal stuff's gonna have to line up. I mean, unless they're gonna do something that I don't recall them ever doing, and having an event end on PC and continue to run, and then depending on how close your seasons go together, then if they don't space them out far enough, you could end up with a console event or a season going on console when the next season releases on PC. Then they're having to keep up with two separate things. Now they can just space those out far enough; it's not an issue. But
yeah, I was going to say I think they would space them. I don't think they would run them back to back.
But I really think the simplest thing to do is, because if anything, if it is a certification issue, even if that is the case, well, they're not bringing consoles up sooner. They're pushing PC out further before they can buy it, right? Though you can get it with ESO Plus, but you can't buy it until it's available on console. So they're actually pushing PC back. So even if the certification thing is a problem, well, they're still taking that 2 weeks extra, whatever, to get all of that stuff lined up, and then just releasing it to everybody.
Right.
So anyway, that's just something that stuck out to me. I'm not gonna, no big tangents this week. That's just something that that kind of jumped out at me. I just happened to think, I wonder if that's kind of what they're hinting at with that. But I guess we find out more on that in April. So
yeah, I mean, I suppose they could be. I don't know. We have had a few things where they've run over on one and not on the other. Like there were a couple times that I think PlayStation has gotten days extended out when PC didn't, and vice versa. So those are not planned.
Yeah, that was generally because one platform had an issue with something not working, right?
Yeah.
So there are those exceptions, but
yeah, could be, but in general, it's the other way.
Well, we know where the Dwemer didn't go, and we know about fashion scrolls, but do we know about murder hobos?
Listen, I'm not a hobo anymore. I own plenty of houses in this game.
Good point. That's a good point. Everybody that plays has a house nowadays. So.
Alright, so some no more murder hobo questions, some character development questions for you for this week is, where is your favorite spot to fish? What do you think of Barbas? How do you manage your vast number of treasure maps? And what would you wear to a wedding?
I assume that you're referring to the wedding ESO style, right?
Yes. What would you wear to a wedding in Tamriel? There is no Crocs in Tamriel. Try again.
That one was for Jibs.
I mean, if I could have gotten away with it, I would have totally worn shorts to mine, but
Tamriel.
But I don't know. I might just kind of do my current shoes count as Crocs? My toes are showing. I mean, I think I have a nice little gentleman warrior thing going on. Might work for a wedding. I might just need to wash my feet real good so they don't smell. But I'm guessing I'm going backwards. Treasure maps I just sell usually because I usually just end up putting those in stores, and fairly cheap. I'm sure some of them probably could sell for more, but I'm just offloading for inventory purposes. Barbas, was Barbas the dog?
Yes.
Okay.
Barbas is one of Clavicus Vile's
Right.
Daedra, basically, and they can appear as a dog, or what's the other thing?
A
I
human.
want to say a human.
A
or
Dremora. Yep. Or he can also take on disguises of other things as well. And depending upon the lore that you read, Barbas is either considered half of Clavicus Vile or Clavicus Vile's right-hand Daedra.
Almost like a demi-prince, but not quite.
Yep.
Like Fanuihen. Hen.
Or they're two halves of the same brain type of thing. So
Right.
It depends on what lore you read.
Interesting. I don't have enough information. I know who that is, but not enough to have an opinion.
Got it. So you're going to play through Morrowind again and Somerset.
I actually haven't done Morrowind. I started it on an alt character, and then decided, you know what, I don't got time for alts. So I just haven't gotten back over there to work through that. And I don't generally do a lot of fishing, but anywhere with a nice view, I'm pretty easy to please. If I'm going to take time to fish, just as long as I've got decent scenery, I'm good.
Yeah. Favorite spot to fish is wherever I see water bubbling and I decide it's time to fish, because I don't fish that much. What do I think of Barbas? I think when he's a doggy, he looks like the goodest boy, but you gotta be careful, because, Daedric shenanigans and all that. How do I manage my vast number of treasure maps? I don't, which is why my inventory is always on fire. And what would I wear to a wedding? Well, probably the same outfit I have on, with maybe just a little bit of updated dyes, or I'd probably change the top to cover me a little bit more, be a little bit more appropriate for the wedding. My character doesn't really wear dresses too much because of the type of adventuring that she does, and being that she uses a bow, she rolls around a lot. So she always kind of has this skirt over pants situation going on. So I'd probably just change my top. And that's my No More Murder Hobos answers.
Alright. To answer my own questions, for fishing, anywhere where there is fish, trees, ideally, and things that won't kill me. Because if I'm fishing, I want to relax. I don't want to have to stop and hit things. What do I think of Barbas? Well-written character. What does my character think of Barbas? Probably one of the easiest Daedra to reason with that she has encountered so far. How do you manage your vast number of treasure maps? Well, if I know someone is looking for a specific treasure map, I tend to send it to them, or I just give them to Caddy, or I sell them in through a guild store for 100 gold apiece. And then, what would my character wear to a wedding? Considering I added this question in while I was thinking about different outfits and stuff, this. Probably this.
Hee hee. Most likely.
All right. Shall we announce guild things?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. Well, if you are a lore seeker, specifically on PlayStation, we've got some guild events that we run if you are interested and want to partake in said things. Mondays with Moki, speaking of fishing, also Cyrodiil, maybe even fishing in Cyrodiil, maybe other things, but just some fun. Come hang out with Moki and friends. Moki and friends. and do some stuff on Monday nights. That is, that got pushed back to 9, right? It's now 9 Eastern.
Or 8 Central.
8 Central. Yeah, I have to train my brain to, because most people I feel like think Eastern time. So
Yeah.
anyway,
9 Eastern, 8 Central.
So yeah, come hang out and do that, and have fun. Treacherous Tuesday is dungeon night, dungeon day, whatever works best for you. Just go group up with some friends and run some dungeons. Go do some lore runs, some story runs, some new character runs. Whatever it is that you want to do, and just get a group together, like-minded individuals, and go do those things. And then Fridays, we have Fearless Friday with Artheria Dragoon. That is our Undaunted event.
Undaunted. We are undaunted.
I think Crazy is a little bit daunted.
Crazy is clearly daunted.
Just a little. That is the Undaunted night, to go do Undaunted daily thingies.
Undaunted. We are undaunted.
There she is.
Sorry.
She's
I
just
stepped away for a minute.
Just a little late to the Daunted. So pledges and delves, those kind of things. So come hang out. That is 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Right?
You did it.
I did it. And group up times for that and on Mondays is usually about 30 minutes before, somewhere in that time frame. So if you want to join, just hop in Discord or something and let everyone know you want to get in the game. Or you can let them know in game as well.
They tend to group up, look at the luxury vendor, and then go run dungeons.
Very
nice. Cool. We tend to group up, also look at the luxury vendor, and then be doing a podcast.
Right. Or we tend to group up, start a podcast, and then go look at the vendor. The blood! Okay.
All right, well, if you liked hanging out with us and want to do it again, you can do so. You can reach out to us on social media. If you want to hit us on Twitter, you can do that at Snugpod Cast. Can they email us anywhere?
They can. They can send us an email at snugpodcast@gmail.com.
Very cool. Mm-hmm. I'm only a few months away, guys. I'll be able to check that soon.
Wow.
That's scary. Where did it go? So much time gone.
I forgot what age it was.
I did too. Which update are you getting next? What's your patch notes on? No.
29.
Yeah, that's a lot.
B is in B, S is in S. Moving on.
Yeah. You are not on patch 29.
No, but I'm still on less patches than ESO, thankfully. So I'll be 42.
How many shorter patches are you to ESO?
Okay, so we got email, and you can also just leave comments through the podcast or on the videos or whatever, and hopefully we get notified that those are there and we see them, and if people are listening to this and want to watch it, where can they do that?
On Twitch at Snugpod Cast, or if for some reason it's running and not muted, on YouTube at Snugpod Cast.
It wasn't muted. I was totally kidding. At least I hope. Hopefully it's even live, because I've done that before.
I would laugh if you were like, I was just kidding, and then you go back and check, and you're like, I wasn't even running it. But we know it was, because Elder Heroes popped up that you were streaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the first attempt it wasn't, and we would have had that laugh. But haha, thanks to the notes, I remind myself to check it. Also, if you're watching this live or watching this back later on YouTube or Twitch, either one, and you want to listen instead of watch this because you think that would be a better way to consume, you can do that by just searching Snug Podcast in your podcast app of choice, and it should find us. If you want to be part of the Lore Seekers, we didn't cover that. You can. We're on every platform: PC, Xbox, and us here on PlayStation. If you want to join, then all you need to do is make sure you have Discord downloaded. Go to loreseekers.club and follow the things. Pretty simple. Fill out the little brief application. We'll take a look at it and get you invited in game, and you can come hang out with us. Yay!
Yeah. Come visit.
Yeah.
We're not so bad.
Well, hopefully. But I guess that's going to wrap us up for the week. How do we do on time? Just over an hour. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. Well, y'all have anything else to add before we glow? Before we glow. I was going to say go.
I'm already glowing.
I was going to say
You're
go.
always glowing.
And I was going to say close. And it came out at the same time as glow. Words. Sometimes
Wear
I don't.
slime craw. You'll glow all the time.
Yeah, sometimes I don't English.
Bob Chachinsky says, I'm always glowing.
All right. Well, I guess until next time, which should be presumably next week.
Is that after your next update?
No. I have a few months for that. That comes in the middle of the year.
His PTS cycle is a little bit longer.
Yeah. I'll start having PTSD from some of these
of
these years going by. Nah, I won't complain too much. My life is pretty good compared to what a lot of people deal with. So, anyway, so we hope you have a good week, and take care of other people. Take care of yourself. Be a decent person, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Sleep well, Tamriel.